Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to upgrade the hard drive to an SSD and the RAM on this Dell Latitude 3540. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is close it up, flip it over. Let's go ahead and remove the battery. You don't have to remove the battery for this, but we're going to remove it anyways. So let's go ahead and slide these two tabs to the side, and then we can pull the battery up. So this one, I don't know if you noticed. Oops, let me pop this back out. Okay, so I don't know if you noticed, but when you pull these tabs actually stay to the side on their own, and then after you take it out and put it back, it will actually click into the right place on its own. Alright, so anyways, let's take that out. The battery, if you need it, model is XCMRD. Alright, you can check your own battery for this number, but there you go, XCMRD. Alright, next thing we're going to do is we're going to open the bottom cover here. So all you need to do this is a PH1 or JIS1 screwdriver. Alright, I already cloned the hard drive to an SSD. If you need to know how to do that, I have a video showing how to do that in my playlist under General Computer Repairs. Anyways, let's go ahead and remove those two screws. Once you undo those two screws, you can pull this cover up, okay? It might be a little bit tricky here because it gets stuck with the plastic, but just pull on it, okay? And then we're going to kind of like pull it over that way as we kind of lift it, as you can see. Alright, and there we go. And there you go. Now we got this bottom cover off. Oop, this plastic actually is a little bit broken. Let's actually take that out so it doesn't get stuck into something. Okay, so here we go. Alright, so that's what the bottom cover looks like. Here you can see, oh, it looks like they had some kind of liquid sticky spill in there. It's pretty sticky, so can't really clean that with just anything. You probably have to use a little bit of water. If you're gonna clean stuff like that, you want to be very careful. Anyways, let's go ahead and get to the hard drive and the SSD. So the hard drive has two screws here, also PH1 or JS1 screws. Let me zoom in since we're not gonna need to do anything with the bottom. Let's just zoom in down here, okay? Or do anything with the rest of the computer. Okay, so we're gonna remove these two screws here. Okay. Now that we got those two screws out, they have this little tab here. If this tab is broken, you can get a smaller screwdriver and you can use the screwdriver in the screw mount or screw holes here. Okay, and then you can actually pull the thing out. But as you can see, I pulled it out slightly. But normally you would use this tab and you can kind of use that to help pull it out. I just push on the hard drive there. After you do that, you can actually use the tab to help lift it up slightly. And then we're gonna slide it out. Okay, so as you can see, it's a little bit difficult. I don't know why it's stuck in there, so I'm gonna wiggle it like this, and there you go, it's coming out. Maybe there's some sticky liquid or something in there as well, but there we go. Okay, alright, so here you can see there's two screws holding this metal bracket in place as well, so we're going to remove that and transfer that over to the replacement drive or the SSD. Okay, so we're going to take that screw out, and we'll take this screw out. Alright, once you got those two screws out, you can go ahead and lift this up. You don't really need to transfer this foam here that they put. If you can somehow peel it up and transfer it over, you can. But again, it's not necessary, especially if you're putting an SSD. But let's go ahead and try and peel this foam up anyway so that we can transfer it over. It is somewhat tearing a little bit, so yep. Alright, so there we go, and we're gonna try and tear this one off as well. Again, it's not necessary, but if you can save it, it'll be nice. But yeah, okay, here you can see a lot of it is just tearing off and getting stuck to the drive. Again, don't worry about it, it's not important. Okay, so let's just try and get this off. Okay. Alright, almost done. There we go. Okay, so now we got it off. As you can see, some of that foam is still permanently stuck on there. Okay, next thing we're going to do, we're just going to get the SSD and put that onto it. Okay. So now we're going to get the SSD in this way. You want to make sure you have it so that the metal bracket is underneath, with this bracket, the smaller one, going down this way and the longer one going up that way. Okay, now we're going to put the screws back in. Okay, we'll get that screw in loosely first. Then we'll get the second screw. Same thing, just get that in loosely. Oops. accidentally got this foam a little crooked, so we're gonna line that back up. And if you can, you want to try and get this as flat as possible. So if you can, just try and line this up flat with that, and also try and get that flat. It's not 100% important, but it is just better to have it that way. So if you can, try and keep it as flat as possible. Okay, just like this. Alright, and we'll go to the other side, and same thing, tighten that into place. Alright, there we go. Once you got that, we're going to slide this back in. Okay, it is a little bit wider down here, so this part has a little bit sticking out. So you do want to start it further over to the left if you can. It helps to kind of do it more vertical like this, and then swing it down as you push it back. Okay, just like that, get that underneath. And then you can use the tab to help pull it in, but again, you can also use a screwdriver to help do that. Alright, so just like that. Now that we got that plugged in, we're going to get the other 2 screws back in. If you can't reach those screws for some reason, you might have to use a tape or suction cup to help pull the drive up, but you want to be careful not to bend this connector too much or you can damage it. Okay, there we go. Alright, and as you can see, the foam isn't really necessary because the screws are holding the hard drive itself, and then this part is held in with the connector there. So anyways, there you go. We got the hard drive replaced. Now we're going to replace the RAM. So the RAM, you pull these 2 tabs to the side. As you can see, it comes out like this. Okay, so this current RAM, let's see if it shows. PC3L 12800S, as you can see. Alright, that's the RAM, PC3L 12800S. You could put any PC3L 12800S RAM. We got some RAM here. So this is what we got. This is 1600 megahertz. Alright, so here you go, DDR3. So we got 2 8 gig sticks, so we're upgrading it to 16 gigs. We'll see. Sometimes the RAM, the computers don't like it. We'll find out. This is kind of dusty here, so I'm just going to clean this up a little and then blow that out before we put the RAM in. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now let's go ahead and try out the RAM. So this RAM comes out like that. You just fold that. Okay, and then you can actually tear that off. Let's see if we can actually open it without even tearing it. Nice. Okay, then we can get in there, and then let's try and push this under. Here we go. Okay, just in case the RAM doesn't work and we have to return it, I'm going to try and keep the package intact. All right, there we go. Then we're going to go and pull this out. I mean, depending what RAM you get, yours will look different. Again, this is DDR3, 1600 megahertz. Okay, so we're going to get the RAM. Same thing, put it in at an angle like that. Okay, once you get it in, you just click it down. All right, we're going to get the other stick of RAM. Same thing. These pins look kind of corroded a little, so I don't know. Hopefully it will work okay. We'll find out. It could be the liquid got to it. Okay, gotta kind of get it in at an angle. Make sure it's all the way pressed in, and then do that. I like to squeeze both sides, so that way the pressure isn't all going into the connector. We don't have to put the cover back on yet. I'm gonna put the battery in and power it up and see if everything works. When you put the battery on, you start with this side first. Okay, make sure everything's lined up, and then swing it down, click that into place. Good. I'm gonna flip this over and make sure it powers up. All right, so I'm gonna turn it on. I just saw the light or the screen flicker a little, so let's see. Hopefully it's gonna boot up okay. There we go, screen's on. There we go, Dell's booting up, so we should be good to go. After you boot up, you actually want to restart the computer one time. Here you can see it's booting. All right, we got the SSD in there. So I'm gonna do a restart one time. And then once we confirm everything's working, we're gonna put the bottom cover back on. But that's pretty much all there is to this. Pretty quick and simple upgrade. Again, if you are just upgrading the hard drive to the SSD or another hard drive, you do want to make sure that you clone your drive first. Oh, it looks like they're actually didn't put a login, so it's already logging into the account. So we're gonna let this log in. Let me take the CD out so it stops spinning. It's slowing it down. Okay, come on. Computer slowly loading. Hopefully once I restart the computer, it will boot a lot faster. Right now, most likely what it's doing, because we put a larger stick of RAM, or a larger amount of RAM, it's... Oh, jeez, okay. Wow, why is it playing the old Windows startup sound? Anyways, let's restart. So most likely what it was doing, it was creating the new page file and Hibernate files. So that way it can fit more since the RAM is a lot larger. That's likely why it was taking so long. So we'll see what happens once this finishes. Okay. I'm going to clean the dust and dirt out of the little bottom cover, but let's go ahead and see how long it takes to start up now. Hopefully it's faster after that first initial boot. Again, we did do a restart. On Windows 10, a shutdown isn't a proper reboot because it doesn't reset the system files. So after doing this restart, we'll see. I'm going to shut it down and power it back on, and we'll see if it boots up a lot faster or not. So it's right now on the login screen saying welcome and spinning around. I don't want to show it because then it's going to show like the customer's files and things like that. So I'm keeping that out of view of the camera. Okay, so it is still taking a little while to boot up, though it should be a lot faster than what originally it was. Okay, so it's booted up now. I'm going to now shut down the computer. Okay, and then we're going to boot it up one last time just to see how much faster it is. Okay, so the computer's off right now. Let's go ahead and power it up. At least I think it was off. The screen is off. Maybe it's still shutting down. Yeah, I think it's not completely shut down. Okay, let's try now. Power button. Okay, I saw the screen flicker. It's powering up. So we'll see how much faster it is. Alright, it passed the Windows screen, or the DELL screen. Passed the initial Windows boot circle. Now it's loading the user account. Okay. Looks like the user account part still takes quite a bit of time, but there we go. Alright, so as you can see, it starts up a lot faster. So yeah, alright, that's pretty much it. Now I'll show you how to put the bottom cover back on. We're going to shut this thing down. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, close this up, flip this back over. Okay, bottom cover. First thing you're going to do is slide this side in, just like that, and then we're going to clip all of these back in. You might have to kind of move this over like slightly, so this one angle it a little over, so you can get those bottom feet in, and then slide it down, just like that. Okay, as you can see, now all the bottom feet and the side feet are in. Then we can go ahead and click these in. Okay, and of course get the screws in, and that's pretty much all there is to this. Hopefully this video helped you guys. Again, if it did, make sure to like, subscribe, share my channel with others. If it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Let's drop this. Bye.